billahi min shaitan rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Once again, welcome to my new lecture. Today my lecture is about coronavirus disease COVID-19. What is coronavirus and its classifications? These are the main objectives which I have mentioned here. That is, the first one is introduction to coronavirus disease, or you can say introduction to COVID-19. The second one is we will discuss about the virology of coronavirus. The third one is epidemiology, and the fourth one is route of transmission. The fifth one is the symptoms of the disease. The sixth one, that is incubation period, and the seventh one is prevention and safety precaution, and the eighth one, the last one, that is treatment protocol. Before starting this session, so first of all, I'm going to introduce a little bit the shape, the structure of the COVID-19 coronavirus disease. So morphologically, look at here, this is the shape, or you can say the structure of COVID-19. Look at here, this is RNA ribonucleic acid. This one's look at here, this is membrane glycoprotein of that coronavirus, and this one is nucleocapsid protein, while here, look at here, this is spike protein, and this is envelope protein. So we can say this is the how this virus can multiply in your body and cause various kinds of infections in your body. Now look at here, this is coronavirus, which is also known as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, and severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. They are viral respiratory illness caused by coronavirus. These are the severe symptoms. Here, these are the common symptoms which are mentioned here. So the first one is, for example, if the patient who is suffering from coronavirus, so there will be fever, and after fever, so after 2 and 7 days, the person develop a dry cough, and there will be a mild breathing difficulties at the outset, and there may be chances of gastrointestinal issues as well as diarrhea and general body aches. These are the, and severe, let's suppose in case of severe, these are the severe symptoms. High fever, so the temperature will be 100.4 degree Fahrenheit and higher, pneumonia, kidney failures, and death. Now look at here, it's transmission, so it can be transmitted with the help of, you can say, these are the different ways of transmissions. So it can be transmitted through cough or sneeze from infected person, or touching contaminated object. And next slide, so we will discuss each and everything in detail. Now, first of all, this is what China coronavirus, these are the symptoms of coronavirus and prevention as well as treatment protocol. Look at here, this is coronavirus symptoms awareness. Here, this is this is the patient, and you can see here, is suffering from fever, chest pain, chills, rapid heartbeat, breathing difficulties, pneumonia, kidney failures, headache, sore throat, cough, and shortness of breath. So these are the symptoms of the coronavirus in prevention and treatment. So it will be discussed in the next. Now I'm going to introduce about the coronavirus. What is coronavirus disease? So coronavirus disease, or you can say COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. And this coronavirus, they are important in humans and animal pathogens. At the end of 2019, a novel coronavirus was identified as the cause of the cluster of pneumonia cases in Wuhan, a city and the Hubei province of the China. It rapidly spread, resulting in the epidemic throughout China, followed by an increasing number of cases in other countries throughout the world. And February 2020, the World Health Organization designated the disease COVID-19, which stands for coronavirus disease 2019. The virus that causes COVID-19 is designated severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. SARS coronavirus 2, previously it was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus. So as we know better that coronavirus, as usually their attacking center is your respiratory tract. So how it can cause different various type of infections, especially at the level of your respiratory centers. The second one is virology. So this virus is actually full genome sequencing and phylogenetic analysis, which is indicated that the coronavirus that cause COVID-19 is a beta coronavirus and the same subgenus as the severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS virus, as well as several batch coronavirus, but in the different clade. So and virology, so we can find out the evolutionary history of that species, that from where this species has actually originated. The structure of the receptor binding gene region is very simple as that of SARS coronavirus. How this virus can get penetration inside in your body? So this virus has been shown to use the same receptor that angiotensin converting enzyme to ACE2 for cell entry. This is the portal of entry, that how this virus can penetrate inside in your body and to cause infections. Now I am going toward the epidemiology of this disease. Epi mean upon, demo mean people, and logis meaning study. So it is basically the study upon peoples, that how many peoples they are affected from this infection which is caused by coronavirus. So since the first report of cases from Wuhan, a city in the Hubei province of China, at the end of 2019, more than 80,000 COVID-19 cases have been reported in the China, with majority of those from Hubei and surrounding provinces. A giant World Health Organization's China fact-finding mission estimated that the epidemic in China peaked between last January and early February 2020, and the rate of new cases decreased substantially by early March. However, cases have been reported in all the continents except for Antarctica and have been steadily rising in many countries. So this is fact, you can say. These include the United States and most countries, and Western Europe, including the United Kingdom and Iran. Now we will talk about the routes of transmission, that how this virus can be transmitted from one infected person to another healthy person. So according to the epidemiological investigation in Wuhan at the beginning of the outbreak, identified its initial association with the seafood market that sold live animals, where most patients had worked or visited, which was subsequently closed for disinfection. And however, as the outbreak progressed person to person, spread became the main mode of transmission person to person. Spread of severe acute respiratory syndrome, Corona 2, and you can say to SARS-CoV-2, coronavirus 2, is thought to occur mildly in the end by respiratory droplets resembling the spread of influenza. With droplets transmission, the virus released and the respiratory secretions when a person with the infection coughs, sneeze, or talk can infect another person. If it makes direct contact with the mucous membrane infection, so this infection may also occur if a person touches an infected surface and then touches his or her eyes, nose, or mouth. These droplets typically do not travel more than 6 feet, about 2 meters, and do not linger in the air. These are the various signs symptoms which are mentioned here. The COVID-19 virus affect the different people in different ways. So COVID-19 is a respiratory disease, and most affected people will develop mild to moderate symptoms and recover without requiring special treatment. People who have underlying medical condition and those who are 60 years old have a high risk of developing severe disease and death. Common symptoms include, the first one is fever, tiredness, and dry gulp. So these are the initial symptoms which can be appears after or take off these pathogens. While the other symptoms, these are also mentioned here, there will be shortness of breath, itches and pains, sore throat, and very few people will report diarrhea, nausea, or you can say runny nose. People with mild symptoms who are otherwise healthy should self-isolate and contact their medical provider or a COVID-19 information line for advice on testing and referrals. People with fever, cough, or difficulty breathing should call their doctor and seek medical attentions. So these are the other symptoms which are also given here. Normally the incubation period for COVID-19 is thought to be within 14 days following exposure, with more cases occurring approximately 4 to 5 days after exposures. What are the precautions and safety measurements? So how we can prevent such kinds of infectious disease? To prevent the infection and to slow transmission of COVID-19, so do the following. So first of all, it is very important, so this point should be noted: wash your hands regularly with soap and water, or clean them with alcohol based hand rub. Secondly, we are responsible to maintain at least 1 meter distance between you and people coughing or sneezing. Avoid touching your face. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. Stay home if you feel unwell. Refrain from smoking and other activities that weaken the lungs. Practice physical distancing by avoiding unnecessary travel and staying away from the large group of pupils. And treatment protocol: the treatment of common cold is symptomatic, so no vaccine or specific drugs are available. Hygiene measures reduce the rate of transmissions when a disease is new, so there is no vaccine until one is developed. It can take a number of years for a new vaccine to be developed, but there is no specific treatment. Nowadays, hydroxychloroquines and azithromycins. They show little bit effect, but they are still not approved by the FDA. So there are different type of clinical trials which are still under investigation. So thank you so much for watching this lecture.